Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Andy, and I'm the Resell Chick. So happy to have you. It's Friday. So excited that it's Friday. Tonight, my bestie, her birthday is the beginning of next week. We are going out to karaoke, and we are going to celebrate her birthday. So I'm really excited about that. So what's everybody doing? Have you hit any yard sales today? Have you hit any thrift stores this week? Tell me something that you picked up that you're really excited to list. Want to know everyone's opinion on the summer slowdown, the summer slump. I've heard a lot of different opinions about it. I want to know if you think it's a real thing, if you think it's a myth, if you think it's an excuse. I've heard so many different opinions about that. In the past, I haven't really put much weight to it because I just sell, I just do me. But man, let me tell you what, our sales are really slow right now. They're really slow. I'm used to shipping out multiple items a day. And I mean, there have been some weeks where I go 2-3 days without selling anything on eBay at all. I'm listing every day. I'm making sure that, my eBay store is active, doing promoted listings, all of the things. I'm doing all of the things, but I don't know. It's just slowed down a little bit. So just keep working. Just keep listing, and eventually some things are going to sell. I have about 18 to 20 things that we've sold this week. So I'm going to tell you about them, and then at the end, after I tell you about that, I'm going to give you some of my personal advice on how to get rid of your death piles. If you have a death pile, money pile, whatever you call it, I'm going to tell you my personal advice, what works for me to get rid of the death pile. Up until I started doing all this free stuff, I didn't have a death pile. Like, I work through everything and put it away. So stay tuned till the end, and I will let you know how I deal with that. So let's get started on these sales. As I said, I don't include everything. I include things that are good sales, things that are not great sales, things that you don't want to look out for, and then, just some advice that I give on some things that maybe you hadn't thought about picking up. So let's get started. These Levi's 514 regular fit straight leg jeans, these were like a red maroon jean. I do pick up colored jeans. They sell well for us. I've picked up teal, I've picked up blue, I've picked up all different colors. I sold those for $20. I have $3 into them. I think I took a best offer of $20, $3 into them. Up next is this Nike Alpha Pro metallic copper black football cleats. These were a retail arbitrage thing. We went to Marshall's and they had a lot of their football cleats for $10 a piece. I paid $10 for them. $10 a piece. We picked up, 10 pairs, maybe 10 pairs. And I think we have like 3 left. It's a very seasonal thing. It is a long tail thing, but Nike, decent football cleats. A bunch of them had the box with them. So we picked them up and they've sold little by little. Up next are these American Eagle men's boot cut jeans. These were $36.30. I sold these for $15.88. I have 0 into these. A friend of mine dropped off 2 trash bags full of clothes on my porch. He was like, "Do you want these?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And every single one of the jeans are American Eagle men's boot cut jeans. So boot cuts tend to be a little long tail for us, but we're going to see. American Eagle is not something that I actively search for, but if they're given to me, I will list them. And I have them priced anywhere from $10 up to $15.88. I might have one pair at like $18 because it was like in pristine condition. Most of them are very well broken in. So there you go. Next up are this lot of 4 Old Navy women's jeans. These are I believe, a mixture of the Rockstar Skinny and the Boyfriend. These were free. These were in one of my free hauls. They got a lot of issues. They have holes in the knees and all of that. I sold all 4 of them for $18. Again, zero into it. If you have, don't go out and buy them, but if you come across or have Old Navy, Gap, that kind of thing, and they're in bad shape, lot them together. Lot them together. Some people like distressed jeans, and some people use denim for craft projects. So it's like a DIY denim. Put DIY denim in your title because people actively look for that. Then I sold this Lane Bryant short sleeve sheer navy top. I sold that for $18. I was happy with that. It was I took a best offer of $18 for that, and I was really happy to get that offer because I've said before, Lane Bryant doesn't sell well for us very often, so I was happy to get that $18 for that. Next up is these broken and straight Gap women's khakis. I sold these for $15. Zero into them. These were from a friend of mine that gave me stuff to sell. Tell people what you do. Tell people what you do. People are trying to get rid of their stuff. Get it for free. Next up are these Adriano Goldschmied. These are twill khaki pants. They're not a jean, but they're not like a khaki. And when you think of khakis. Sold these for $24.88. Adriano Goldschmied used to sell really well for us for a much higher price. They sold between $35 and $40 usually. They're very saturated now. They're very expensive jean. When you look them up online, retail, they're very expensive, but they just don't resell for as well anymore. But I got $24.88 out of them. I have $2 into them, so I'm cool with that. Next up are these Lion's Crest jeans. These are by English Laundry. English Laundry, again, used to do really well. I used to sell men's dress shirts and things like that were English Laundry, and they sold for a pretty good price. These I took a best offer of $15. I have $5 into them. Wasn't a great pickup. Well, at the time it was because they actually sold for pretty decent money back then. Moving on. These Fisher-Price Loving Family window boxes. These are from the Fisher-Price Loving Family dollhouse. And the reason I included these, because I sold them for $14.88 for the 4 of them. I didn't want to ship a big dollhouse. It wasn't selling on Facebook Marketplace as a whole, local pickup. So I decided to take it apart. Window boxes, doors, anything that can be taken off of it. So when you're out, especially at the bins, because at the bins, you can take stuff apart in the bins. At a thrift store, you can't really do that. You have to buy the whole thing, usually. But in the bins, you can take the window boxes off. You can take the doors off and do all that. And part it out. I love my parts. So that's what I did with these. I have $0 into this. This belonged to my daughter. Okay, then I sold this unbranded, didn't have a brand on it, wood-framed chalkboard. It was big. It was like 20 by 16. Pretty nice size. Something that you would put like on your refrigerator or on a wall, family activities on it, whatever. I sold this for $19.88 and I have nothing into it. This was in a free haul. Sold this vintage Norelco triple head shaver, $24.88. It is from the 80s, I believe. It works. I had Anthony test it for me. Bought it for $2 at yard sale. Sold for basically 25 bucks. Really happy about that. Next up is this another lot of Old Navy Rockstar jeans. Lot of 3. Sold those for $13.50. Not a great price, but they were free. Lot them together. If you have multiples of something and you think it's only going to sell for $5 to $7 by itself and you have more than them, lot them together. Next up is this Hart, Schaffner, and Marks 2-button charcoal wool blazer. Really nice sport coat blazer type thing. Really nice. Very heavy while they're buying it in June. I have no idea, but I don't care. They paid me $30 for it. I have $5 into it. I did have this priced a lot higher, but things are just long tail, and I'm trying to get rid of our suits, sport coats, formals, that kind of thing. Okay, these Citizens of Humanity women's bootcut jeans, I sold those for $19.88. I have $5 into them. And then last thing on eBay is this lot of 4 Disney little golden books. They're $9.99. I have 0 into them. These were mine when I was little. These were in the free storage unit. And then Poshmark. First up, I sold this Star Wars Chewbacca tie. It's a Chewbacca. It's got little Santa hats on it. I was really hoping that this would sell because it's really funny. It was really cute. So I sold that for $15. I have 50 cents into it. Bought it at a yard sale for 50 cents. Don't slack on listing Christmas. Get your Christmas up. People buy it all year round. They don't buy it as often all year round. They do buy it all year round. Get it up there. Okay, then this Old Navy boho top. $12 is what I sold it for. Took an offer for $12. I have 0 into that. This is from the stuff my friend gave me. As were these new in box Aldo Leque lace up gladiator flat. Sold these for $20. Again, 0 into them. So on Mercari, I sold this Avon Chili Sam and Samantha string lights. Sold it for $35. I have 0 into it. Avon, it's just vintage. Avon did a bunch of stuff with this Chili Sam and Samantha, and then there's this little snowman kid back in the day, and they sell really well. $35. I took a best offer, 0 into it. This was my grandma's stuff. And then Facebook Marketplace. I had a few sales on Facebook Marketplace. Sold this vintage Mrs. Albee. It's from 1984. Sold it for $20. 0 into it. It's 9 inches tall. It was ceramic. And Mrs. Albee was the first Avon lady. So when you sell Avon and you make President's Club, which means you sell a certain amount in a certain amount of time, you get a Mrs. Albee for that year. My grandmother sold for years, and I have sold almost all of her Mrs. Albees, and I sell them because some people really love them and they collect them, and I would much rather have them have these things than them sitting on a shelf in a box. And then I sold this primitive hand-carved rooster. This rooster was from the Cayman Islands, probably some type of a thing they brought home, a souvenir. Sold it for $24. If you saw any of my videos where I'm talking about my box of poultry, there's all these hens and roosters. It was their decor. I got for free. 0 into it. 0 into it. Got it for free. And then lastly, well, that was the last thing and then lastly on Facebook Marketplace, I sold these Harley Davidson women's boots, motorcycle boots, $40. I have $2 into them. I bought them at a yard sale. They were in really bad condition. Soles were coming off of them, and they just sat in my house for a year. I didn't list them. I didn't try to do anything with them, and they sat. And it really makes me mad that I didn't get them listed sooner because they sold within a week. They sold very, very quickly for $40. I got them fixed up, got them listed. Like, I should list these. Yeah, 24 hours. Probably about 24 hours. Sold them for $40. Yeah. So, okay, so that leads me to death piles. You have all of this money sitting in your house and it's not listed. Up until recently, up until I started getting all my free stuff, I didn't have a death pile. And now I do, and it makes me very anxious. So this is my advice for how to deal with your death pile. First of all, stop buying. I know it's hard, especially during yard sale season. It's very hard. Stop buying. Stop sourcing. You have a whole pile of stuff in your house that's just waiting to make you money. If it's not worth it, donate it. Get rid of it. But if you're going to be able to sell it for a profit, then work on it. And this works 100%. If you do it, it'll work. You take a tote, a big tote, bin, whatever you want to call it. You fill it up. You fill it up with I think like items work best. Fill it up with all plush. Fill it up with clothing. Fill it up with, parts from your small appliance parts if you part those out. Whatever it is, fill it up. So that tote is the only thing that exists in your world. The rest of your death pile doesn't exist. Don't even look at it. Don't look at it. It's the only thing that exists. Then you're only working on that tote. You do whatever you need to do to get it ready for photos, whether it's do drafts or write things down, the measurements, whatever. Photograph, list, put it away. Put it away in your inventory. If you need to make more room, make more room. But you're not going to do anything else until that is put away. Once that's put away, you go back to your death pile, you get more, you fill it up, you do the same thing. Only that tote exists. Nothing else exists. Your death pile will shrink tremendously. Now, I know some people have a big old death pile. Some people don't have much of a death pile. So working through it is going to vary. If you have a big death pile, it's going to take you longer to do. But you should be able to get through that bin in a couple of days, few days. So get through that bin. Start the next one. Go from there. Just keep repeating. Just keep repeating. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Just make sure that you're only working on that bin. Don't even look at it. Because as soon as you look at your death pile, you get overwhelmed and then you're like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that today. So that is my advice on how to get rid of a death pile. It works. It works 100%. If you do that, it will work 100%. Do not get anything else until that bin is put away in your inventory. So there you go. Some of our sales, some advice from me. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate the support to my channel, and it lets other people see my videos too. And if you want, go follow me on Instagram. It is resell_chick. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Until our next adventure, we'll see you later.